Hello everyone, welcome back to Technical Alphas. Today we are going to be installing Ubuntu on virtual machine. So watch the video to the end and don't forget to subscribe. The channel name is Technical Alphas. So first and foremost, you have to install Oracle VM on your machine. So after installing, here, open it. It's going to be looking like this. So come to new. Now we are going to name this Ubuntu. So we're going to be installing the Ubuntu version of Linux on our virtual machine. So the type is going to be Linux. It's going to be Ubuntu 64-bit. So click next. Let's give it half of this. Next. Create. So it's going to be VirtualBox disk image. Click next. Dynamically allocated next. So here you change. Let's give it something like 20 GB. Then click create. So now we have created our virtual machine. So we are going to be installing Ubuntu on this virtual machine that we have created. So let us open it. Now this is the virtual machine that is going to be holding the Ubuntu operating system, which is a distribution of Linux. So come here. Now we are going to browse for the Ubuntu ISO image. So come to add. Now I've put my ISO image on the desktop. You can put yours wherever you feel like, or you search for it in the directory. Mine is on the desktop. Go to desktop. Now here is my Ubuntu. Click open. Click on it, then choose. Then we can start. Now we are going to start the installation. So here we go. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. The channel name is Technical Alphas. Now after installing the operating system, we're going to see some basic commands we can be using to get used to this operating system. It's going to take a while. If it's going for disk checking, you click Ctrl+C so that it skips. And for the case that we are going to be installing Ubuntu on our virtual machine, which means your data on the host machine will not be affected, there's a video on how to install Windows on our virtual machine. Check for it. The link is in the description. It's also there. So here we are. It's been a long process, but here we are. Let's give it a few more seconds. Now this is how the Ubuntu operating system looks like when you're installing. Some steps are kind of different compared to those of Windows, but they're understandable. And it's always going to be a bit slower because you're using the virtual machine. It's not on the main machine. It's just on a virtual environment. You understand? So here we are not going to try Ubuntu. Here you're just testing. Now we are going to install Ubuntu. Then select English US, then come here down and click continue. Now here it's asking you normal installation. Let's click continue. We want the normal installation. Using the virtual machine, we are going to go with erase and install Ubuntu because it won't be affecting our work or our disk, because it's just a virtual environment. So install now. Continue. Now you're going to choose the place where you are. Here you're going to go with New York. I'm going to click Kampala. Continue. Now here you're going to choose the name you're going to be using. I'll be using Alphas. My password will be 12, something short. Though it's not recommended, I'm going to use something short. Now here you require a password to log in, or you can just log in automatically, but it's better you need a password for your safety. Then click continue. Now the files are being installed. Be patient and hit that subscribe button and come back. We continue. So now the installation is complete. The next step is to restart the Ubuntu operating system. So restart it and let's see what comes next. Every time you're using the virtual environment, because it's not running on the host machine, so be patient. It will work out, but it's going to take a bit more time. If you also So here we're going to click skip, next, then we click done. Now we are ready to go. So this is our Ubuntu. So when you come down here, this is our graphical user interface. So when you come down here, it shows you all the applications that are present. Here they are. So the frequently used are found here, but here we haven't used any. So if you want to open up terminal, you're going to press Ctrl Alt T, then that's going to bring up the terminal, or you can search for it here up in the search bar. There you get the what? There you get any service you need on Ubuntu machine. So right now let us open up the terminal. Now we are going to see the basic commands we can use here. So the first thing, we can check for the present directory we are in. So we are going to write pwd, which stands for present working directory. When you press enter, then you see we are in home alphas. So we want to know which folders are inside alphas. So you're going to write ls to list them. You see we have desktop folder, documents folder, downloads folder, up to the videos folder. So if you want to enter one of these folders, so you're going to change our directory from home alphas to home alphas, then one of these two. So you're going to say change directory, which is cd. Then for example, you want to go to music, you're going to write capital M U S. Now this is the power of small s. This is the power of this Ubuntu. So when you're changing the So when you're changing the directory, you can press tab to complete, as long as there's no other word that looks exactly the same as the spelling you've written before. You just press tab to autocomplete. So when I press enter, now our directory has changed. So if I write pwd to check the present working directory, begin, they have to be small letters. So here, this time we are in home, alphas, music. So these are some of the basic commands you can start with. I'm going to make a tutorial about the commands you can be using in Ubuntu Linux. So please subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you in the next one.